members of the European Parliament in France have signed a petition to strip Hungary of its voting rights in EU. Jayne Codnita reports.
More than 100 members of the EU Parliament in Strasbourg, France have signed a petition to strip Hungary of its voting rights in the EU. Petri Sarvamaa, a Finnish member of the European Parliament, launched the said petition this January. The letter calls for the bloc to take another step in a procedure called the Article 7, which allows the bloc to suspend a member persistently breaching EU's values like human rights, democracy, equality, and the rule of law. A qualified majority can suspend a member's rights, including the vote in the EU Council, if 1/3 of the EU Commission members and 2/3 majority in the Parliament agree with it. Sarvamaa said he has so far garnered 120 signatures. Meanwhile, Sarvamaa accused Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban of holding the European Union hostage over aid to Ukraine. He also insisted that stripping Orban of his rights was the only way to protect EU's values and a way to send a message to all EU member states that the bloc will not tolerate backsliding on the rule of law or disrupting the principle of sincere cooperation. According to the Finnish MEP, the move would ensure the functioning of the decision-making processes in the bloc. And while the text of the actual resolution launched against Hungary's Orban is still being negotiated, Sarvamaa said it was very possible that Article 7.2 will be included in some form. It can be noted that the said provision has never been invoked in the entire history of the EU. Orban is known for his vocal criticism of EU's Ukraine policy. He insists that Europe should work for peace rather than backing Ukraine in its fight against Moscow. The Hungarian Prime Minister has refused to send military weapons to Ukraine and has recently blocked 50 billion euros or 54.6 billion US dollars EU aid package for Ukraine. But a Financial Times report said that the EU was willing to accept Orban's proposal to have an annual evaluation, and the two sides are negotiating a deal to unblock the package of EU for Ukraine. Reporting, Jayne Codnita, SMNI News.